What's going on, guys? It's Alex, and in today's video I want to go over Google Ads for your 3PL business, whether you are in logistics and fulfillment and warehousing, just providing broad services, wherever you're at on the 3PL side of things. This is going to be the Google Ads video for you. And before I jump into it, I am going to show you guys why you should be running ads, why your competitors just generally have no idea what they're doing, and then I'm going to jump into the tutorial. You will find timestamps below if you just want to skip ahead. And really quickly, guys, if you need help with Google Ads for your third-party logistics company, click the link down below, book a call with me. I'm happy to take a look at your Google Ads campaigns, answer any questions you have about running Google Ads, and of course, see if there's any opportunity to work together to help you guys get more leads. So, jumping into it, first of all, why should you be running Google Ads? For any search, right? Anywhere you search on the planet, I have two examples here, Australia and US, you're going to have people running ads, right? So here we have just 3 ads. Fulfillment.com, obviously, right? Fidelity Fulfillment, Full Rights, and then ShipSage, right? These ads are like, this is what I mean when I say your competitors don't know what they're doing. This one doesn't have any site links, which is surprising from Fulfillment.com, but this one, Full Right, is just a completely wasted click, and this is going to be a $35, $45 click. So they just have no idea what they're doing. And we're looking for 3PL providers in the USA, not fulfillment, right? This one's not bad, but doesn't mention America. And this one just is warehouse. This one's okay, right? When we look at Australia, it gets a little bit even worse. Leading 3PL, this one's fine. Great structured, great site links here. This one is fine to 3PL in Europe. Fulfillment.com kind of missing the mark again. And then this one is actually not bad as well. But when we look at the landing page that these companies are using, and I always tell people, guys, the landing page is the most important part of your Google Ads strategy, right? This one is just, it doesn't mention the product, doesn't mention the service here, doesn't mention the offer, right? At first glance, if I'm looking for a 3PL service anywhere, this doesn't mention 3PL, this doesn't mention warehousing, logistics, any service they offer, right? There's no way me as a user can tell that this is something that could help me, right? And it's very fake. This is obviously not a real warehouse. These are not real people. If we look at the next example here, Ship Fusion is actually kind of crushing it. It could be better. This is the better one of the ones I've seen. You know, they're searching for 3PL. It ends, but there's no location. There's no real photo here. This probably doesn't look too good on mobile. When you scroll down, it's all right, but you would probably want to include this in the hero section. I'm not going to get too far into it, but it's not bad, right? It's really not a bad start. And then we have just this Chinese one, which is just I have no idea what's going on here, but this call to action right here, see that? Because I barely did. Anyways, jumping into the actual ad setup itself. So I'm just going to use these guys as the example because their site isn't bad. Just jump into Google Ads, new campaign, new campaign. We want leads, right? So you choose leads. For conversion goals, for the most part, a lot of you guys will probably want form submissions to get that email chain going. So you will be optimizing towards form submissions on the landing page, right? Which you can see that this one does have. They have the form right there. There's no actual way to call this business. I would split test calls. I know it's an industry where people still want to pick up the phone and call, especially on the America side. So if you can take calls, I would still run a landing page with the call option. But if you're only running forms, you need to be tracking every form submission. So do not run ads. Do not spend money on ads unless you're tracking form submissions. And if you can, phone calls as well. Set that up with Google Tag Manager, have the backup in GA4, and you're good to go. From here, we just want to search campaign. That way your ad is going to show up in this section here, in the sponsored results section there. If you have a bigger budget, you can run Performance Max. You can try display, but that is more of an advanced strategy and not something a lot of companies will be running. And by bigger budget, I mean probably over 1K per day. Then you can allot some of that budget into testing. And for ways you'd like to reach your website goal, I never really filled this out. I don't think it's necessary, so you don't have to either. Click on continue there. And now for a campaign name, let's just pretend we have the USA. Locations for warehousing. We just want to get leads coming in just for broad 3PL services. So click continue, click start new. Now, for bidding, I don't touch this until the end. So after the campaign is set up, you want to go in and switch to a manual CPC strategy, which is what I recommend. It's how I run campaigns. Alongside that, you will run a Google Ads experiment for either max clicks or max conversions. You will run both, 1 month for one and 1 month for the second one, and then test performance for that. But That's again more of an advanced strategy. So if you're just in a hurry and you just don't want to change anything, at least go with clicks. You'll have to change the maximum cost per click bid limit, but in this space we can start at 20, and you do not want to choose bid for new customer. But for here, I still recommend manual CPC, which I'll show you guys how to change once the campaign is published. Click on next, opt out of these. Really low quality networks, you will get really, really low quality leads coming in if you're opted into these two networks. Now for locations, this is one of those rare instances where you would have presence or interest, people regularly in, or who've shown interest in your included location. So in 3PL, you're going to have a few different campaigns targeting different areas, right? So our first search, typically, you're going to have people searching from either within your country, if you're in the US, if you're in Canada, if you're in China, if you're in Australia, or people searching from outside of your country. Now, you will need to use your sales data or Google Analytics data, for example, to tell where the bulk of your traffic is coming from. So you will have different campaigns for different locations. You'll have a Europe campaign if you're offering it for US. You'll have an Australia campaign if you're trying to sell it in Europe or China. But in this case, we will just be going US wide. So you would just here enter United States as a country. And then you're set. But always leave it in presence or interest, because this will still target people outside of the US that are interested in the 3PL services inside the US. But like I said, use your GA4 data, use your analytics, use your sales data to tell where most of your volume is coming from, where most of your search volume is coming from. Build out campaigns based on that, right? You would not add here, then you would not go add China, right? I don't even know if we can run Google Ads in China. Yeah, I mean, it says we can, but I don't think that's going to work out. Yeah, languages, leave English. This is all good. Audience segments is fine. You can leave that blank. Add rotation. Normally you would add a schedule, but if you just are optimizing for forums, you can have ads running all the time. And then, for ad schedule rather. And then for ad rotation, right, you would just split test the ads, which you can do by choosing do not optimize. Google will still have preference to one or the other. But these days in 3PL, I would just leave it as for best performing ads. Click on next. You can skip through this and you can skip through this. Now, this is the fun part. This is where we start the keyword research process. Let me just close this chat. It's kind of annoying here. So what you want to do here is open up Keyword Planner. So to do that, just open a new tab in Google Ads. Go to Tools. Under Planning, you'll see Keyword Planner, and then click on Discover New Keywords. We're going to pop in the USA here. And whatever your core service says, so if you're doing warehousing or logistics or branding or fulfillment, or if you're just offering everything, right? If you just are a straight 3PL provider, just hit 3PL. You can exit out of this. Now, move my face there. Now, what you're looking at here is just a list of keywords and then of what people are actually searching for, and then what you can expect to pay per click, right? Between $6.50 up to $30 Canadian. It'll be about a third less for US. Keep in mind that if you are just offering warehousing, then you would just target this in an ad group, right? If you are just offering fulfillment, you would just offer that. But we're going to go with like the broader services and let Google kind of decide what's going on with our targeting and how the lead quality is. So just select third-party logistics. You can do 3PL companies. You can do services. This one can work, right? Logistics will work, right? You want to take like, let's say 5 or 10. Just for example, this will be its own ad group, right? You would run its own ad group, 3PL for small business, and look at that cost per click, right? Hyper competitive. So don't add that into your broader ad group. So we have these. Just hit copy. After you copy those, head over here to a tool called keywordmatchtypetool.com. Paste them in there. Hit phrase match and exact match. I'll run both in every ad group, and then hit make keyword list, and then click copy results. So now you can go back to your campaign. You can paste these in. Right there we go. Now, for the final URL, like I said at the beginning, guys, you always want to run traffic to a landing page and not a website. Don't run traffic to your home page or a service page. Use a landing page, and I will just use this one as an example. And it is a landing page too, right? See how it's go.shipfusion.com? That means it's a landing page. Now, for the display path, you would just add like 3PL for example, or maybe the area if you're targeting a specific country. For phone numbers, if you can take calls as a 3PL company, make sure you add that. So I will just add that in because I do think it's valuable. You can see here, Google gave you a bunch of headlines. It's not super, it's not rocket science when it comes to the headlines, right? So 3PL logistics company, 3PL company, USA, right? Based in USA. Helping with 3PL needs, right? Now you'd want to take the time, and we can just go, I don't know if it's going to let us do this though, third. Right? Logistics support across USA. Now you would just go through this, add the services that you can, right? So 3PL services. Instant quote for 3PL. Right? That's pretty good, actually. This would be a far better ad than the one that just showed fulfillment. So you want to spend a little bit more time on this, at least like 15-30 minutes going through, reviewing your competitors, coming up with a far better structure of how to structure your headlines. I'm just running it really quick to show you guys. For description, it's going to be the same thing, right? Offering 3PL services based in the USA, right? Multiple warehouse locations. Get an instant quote, right? This is actually spelled wrong. Instant quote. Get instant quote. There you go, right? Need 3PL services in USA. We've got you covered, right? You could do logistics, fulfillment, warehousing, right? And you could add a really quick one, just like Google will slide it in at the end there. Get an instant quote for 3PL services. Boom. Now Google will sometimes show that. Let's see if it works. No, but this is a really good ad. For business name and logo, make sure you go ahead and verify your account so that you can get your business name and logo added in there. For site links and other assets, I'll just show you guys after we publish the campaign how to add those. You would never add them here at the campaign level. You always want to add them at the ad group level. At this point, you're done. You're ready to set the budget. Google is probably now just going to ask me to verify the account, so I'll just pause really quickly. You can see that they're sorry guys, just 1 second here. All right, Google is just worlds apart with the daily budget you would need. You'd probably have to multiply this by 10. Otherwise, just run Facebook ads, only because the lifetime value of customers in this space is really high. So you would just set a custom budget. I'll just add 0.01. Just a good hack is take the budget that Google shows here at the top of page bid high range, and within like 10 or 20% of that, take that as what your average cost per click will be, especially starting out before you get your campaign dialed in. Multiply that by 10, at least 5, but 10 ideally for your daily budget. You want 10 clicks coming in, and then multiply that by 30. So in this case, right, you'd be at 440 Canadian per day to get 10 clicks. Now you'd probably get more, but that's a good buffer, right? That's what I recommend. From here, just click next. Google's going to review everything here. I'm just going to take this time to say, if you did make it this far, I really appreciate you guys. Don't forget, you can click the link below. You can book a call with me. I'm happy to take a look at your campaign. I love talking to you guys, and of course, if there's any opportunity to work together, that is always fantastic. But in the meantime, I will just pause. If you get any errors here, Google will tell you what to fix. But I'm going to let it run. I'll jump back in when it's done and show you guys what to do next. All right, when it's ready, it's going to look like this. So you can just click on Publish Campaign. It's now going to publish everything. And again, Google is now asking you guys to set up Google Tag. Do not forget to do this. You need to be tracking everything. Do not spend any money on Google Ads unless you're tracking everything with Google Tag Manager, with the Google Tag, and then with backup tracking with GA4. So you can exit out of the setup there. What you want to do now is just switch to manual CPC. So click the little gear icon. bidding, change bid strategy. And then from here, you can click to focus on, oh, it didn't show up yet. So you just want to go ahead and go with a select bid strategy directly, right? Choose manual CPC. Click on save. There's a few more changes you want to make, and then I'll also show you guys how to add the assets really quickly. So click into the ad group, and then you can just change the ad group to 3PL services, because it is just a broad ad group. Click on refresh, and it's going to bring you up the default max CPC. This is where you would set the default max CPC. You can set it pretty high, maybe like $30 to start. And then Google will tell you, you can click in. Google will tell you based on this data here. Let me just move to the right. Estimated first page bid and estimated first position bid. Google will tell you how much you need to spend to show up on the first page, as well as the first position. It'll sometimes be the same. Usually it'll be two different values. Now, really quickly, for assets, right? Like I said, you don't want to add assets at the account or campaign level. You just add them at the ad group level, just so it's more granular, and you can make changes based on really specific things people are searching for. Click into assets here. Now we still are on the ad group. Click on plus. Just bear with me, guys. Now, you want to go ahead, you want to add structured snippets, you want to add site links, you want to add your location if you have a Google Business Profile with a physical address. And then you want to go ahead and I'll just show you guys how to add the callouts. So what you do is you click into callouts. It's already by default added into the actual ad group. Depending on where you add it, you will see campaign and account. You want to add it at the ad group level. And then here, you can just add your callouts here. But make sure you add it to the ad group level just for the best data collection, just to make it as granular as possible. At this point, you guys, you're about ready to start spending money on Google Ads. Your account is fairly well set up. Don't forget to come in and set up your conversion tracking under goals, track form submissions, and phone calls. Other than that, you guys are good to go. If you made it this far, as always, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, click the link below, book a call with me. If you have any questions about Google Ads, questions about your campaign, or you just want somebody to manage your ads while you focus on other aspects of the business. Like I said, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.